Hey everyone, welcome to another video tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet this rhombus pattern that I found on a blog called Pianeta Donna. It's an awesome Italian site that has a bunch of really amazing crochet work. The only thing is that it is in Italian, so I thought I'd make a video tutorial to show you how to do it. It is a little more advanced, or at least for somebody who knows how to crochet, because I do move really quickly, so not very good for beginners. But if you want to give it a shot, go ahead and follow along. I'll also link the blog in the description below so you can see the actual pattern, because I did add a couple of things, but I'll tell you as we go along. So just grab your yarn and your hook and let's get started. So to get started, we're going to go ahead and make our slip knot, and we are going to begin our chain. So for this pattern, it is in multiples of 18 plus 1. So for this tutorial, I'm just going to do a chain of 36 and then plus 1. So now that we've chained 36, we're going to go ahead and chain one more for 37. We're going to come back to this stitch in just a minute, chain 2 more, and now single crochet in that 37th chain. And we're going to just single crochet for this entire row. Something to know is that I added this row. It's not a part of the original pattern that you're going to see in the blog I'll link below. I just thought it looked a lot cleaner by adding it. I tried crocheting this a few times, a few times, and I thought it looked a little bit cleaner at the bottom. But yeah, so there we go. So for our next row, we're gonna chain 3, and then we're gonna chain an additional 2, and we're gonna turn our work over. So we're gonna skip the first 2 stitches, and we're gonna go to the third one, and we're gonna make a double crochet. And we're just going to make 12 more double crochets for a total of 13. So now that we've crocheted our 13 double crochets, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to skip 2 stitches, and on the third we are going to crochet another single crochet, and we'll chain 2 more, and we skip 2 more stitches, and then we are going to crochet another 13 double crochets. We've got our second set of 13 double crochets. We're going to, let's see, we've got 3 stitches left. So we're going to do what we did a little while ago. and we're going to chain 2, skip 2, and on that last stitch we're going to crochet a double crochet, and that is the end of our second row. So for our next row, we're going to start by chaining 3, turning our work over, and we are going to make 3 double crochets in this very first stitch, the one that's right next to our chain. So it's going to create a bit of a fan pattern, and we're going to be using this pattern a lot when we create our rhombus shape. So we make our 3rd double crochet. So it's got kind of a little fan look. And then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to skip 2. So we're going to skip 2 of our double crochets, and on that 3rd one we are going to make a double crochet. And last row we made 13, but this row we're only going to make 9 double crochets, so that at the end we are going to be left with 2 double crochets. So I'll show you here in a sec. We go our 9 double crochets. We've got our 2 left at the end, and we're going to chain 2. We're going to skip those 2, and on that single double crochet from the last row, we are going to crochet 4 double crochets to create a fan look. So now we are going to crochet a chain of 2. Skip 2, like we did on the last little section of double crochets, and we're going to crochet 9 double crochets again. We finished our 9 double crochets. We chain 2, and now we are going to skip 2 of the stitches that we have here on our chain, so that on the 3rd one we are going to make our double crochet. So we're going to have to make 4 double crochets. So if you turn your work a little bit, you're going to see a section under that is where I'm trying to crochet in. So I'm going to have to work some camera magic because this one was kind of hard and it took me a while. So there we go, yay! It kind of seems like I did it really quickly, but it actually took me quite a while. So we're going to go ahead and make 3 double crochets into this stitch, and we will make the 4th one, which I'll show you here in a moment. So 3, alright. We're going to make our 4th double crochet. It's going to be on the outside. Makes our little fan of 4. So this is kind of how our work is going to turn out. We can move on to the next row. We're going to start by chaining 3, turning our work over, and we're going to make a full fan of 4 this time. And we're going to start on this stitch that is between the last, I guess the 3rd and 4th double crochet from our last fan. We're going to insert our hook, yarn over, and we're going to make 4 double crochets. So now that we've finished our 4 double crochets, we're going to chain 2, if I don't mess it up. Alright, there we go, chain 2, and then we are going to skip 2, and on that 3rd stitch, we are going to start double crocheting again, only this time we are going to double crochet 5 stitches. So now we're going to chain 2. So in this little shell, or fan as I've been calling it, between the 1st and 2nd double crochet, we are going to insert our hook and we're going to make 4 double crochets, because this time we're going to have to make 2 of the little fans. And for the second one, we're going to go between the third and fourth double crochet of our last row. And we are also going to double crochet 4 double crochets into that same stitch. So now we chain 2, and we're going to skip 2 stitches, and we're going to start another set of 5 double crochets. So now we're going to chain 2, and we're going to make a fan between the first and second stitch of the fan from the previous row. Let's see if you can see it. There we go. So we insert our hook, and we're going to make 4 double crochets. So now we're going to make a double crochet in the space right here after the chain. And we're done with our row. So now we chain 3 for our next row. Oh, and I should show you what it's looking like so far. It's looking so pretty. Okay, so now that we've got our chain 3, we're going to have to make 2 fans for this row. So between the first and second stitches, we're going to be making 4 double crochets. Three and 4, and our second fan is going to go between the third and fourth stitch of our previous fan. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so now we've got 2 fans. So that's going to give it a rhombus shape there. So now we chain our 2, and since this row only has 5 double crochets, and we have to skip 2 and at the beginning and at the end, we're just going to make a single double crochet right in the middle. So we made our 1 double crochet, and we chain 2, and we're going to have to make 3 fans to make the center part of the rhombus in this set of fans. So between the first and second stitch, we started making our first set of 4 double crochets for our first fan, and then between our 2 fans, we're going to crochet 4 double crochets again to make our second fan. So it's 3 and 4, and between the last 2 stitches, we're going to go ahead and insert our hook and make our last set of 4 double crochets to complete our last fan. Now we chain 2. Oh no. There we go, 1, 2. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing we did the last one, and we're just going to crochet 1 double crochet right in the middle of our last double crochet section. Chain 2. And we're also going to need 2 fans. So between the first and second stitch, we're going to make our 4 double crochets for our first fan. 4. And then between the third and fourth double crochet, we are going to go ahead and make our second fan. We're going to make 1 more double crochet right next to the chain, and that is the end of our row. So to start our next row, we're going to start with a chain of 3, and we're going to start decreasing in this row. So we had 2 shells in the previous row. Now we're only going to need 1. So between our 2 fans, we are going to go ahead and insert our hook and make another little fan or shell. Sorry, I keep switching back and forth. I know I miss both. So here it goes. We got 3, 4, and we're gonna chain 2. And this time we're gonna have to increase the number of double crochets we have. So now we only have 1, and we need to go back to 5. So in the little gap on either side of that double crochet from the previous row, we're gonna crochet two double crochets so that we get a total of 5. So we've got 2 double crochets, and then we're going to insert our hook and do a third one, and in the gap we're going to make 2 more double crochets. So now we chain 2, and here we are going to have to go from 3 fans to 2. So between each fan we're going to do a group of 4 double crochets so we can make another fan. And our second one. Three, 4. So we got our 2 fans, and now we chain of 2, and we're going to have to do the same thing that we did in our last double crochet section, and we're going to want 5 double crochets. There we go. So we have 5 double crochets, and we chain 2, and we're going to go from 2 fans to 1. So we're going to insert a hook between both the fans from the previous row and make our 4 double crochets. And 4. Great. And we're going to do one last double crochet in this space right next to our chain from the previous row. So to start our next row, we're going to go ahead and start by chaining 3. Turn our work over, and now we are going to do 3 double crochets in the same first stitch, kind of like we did here at the beginning of the rhombus. It's going to be in this first little stitch. So we have 1, 2, there we go, and 3 double crochets. And we're going to chain 2, and we're going to have to increase this little double crochet section again. So we have 5 double crochets, and we are going to want 9. So we're going to double crochet 2 double crochets into the little gap, and then 1 into each stitch, and then the next little gap we're also going to do 2 more double crochets. So now we chain 2, and we're going to go ahead and just make a fan between the last 2 fans of the previous row. So we have our 4 double crochets. And we chain 2, and we are going to go ahead and double crochet 2 stitches in that little gap, and then do 1 double crochet for each stitch, and then 2 more at the next gap, so that we end up with a total of 9 double crochets. So we chain 2, and we're going to make a fan in this last stitch right here, and that's the one that we're going to do our 3 double crochets for instead of our 4. So we've got 3 double crochets, and in this little space right here by the chain, we're going to crochet 1 more double crochet, and we have finished our next row. So then to start our next row, we're going to go ahead and start with the chain of 3 and turn our work over. And kind of like we did further down in our work, we're just going to chain 2 and we're going to skip the little fan that we made. So that would be essentially skipping 2. And we're going to double crochet 2 stitches in the gap and make a double crochet in each of the stitches and then 2 more in the next gap for a total of 13 double crochets. We've made our 2 double crochets in the gap, and now we're going to chain 2, and in this little fin we're going to go right in the middle, so we're going to insert our hook right in that middle stitch. Oh, and we have to make a double crochet, so we make our double crochet and then we chain 2 and then we start over again. So we make 2 double crochets in the gap and then 1 double crochet in each stitch, 2 double crochets in the gap for a total of 13 double crochets. So we're going to chain 2 and then we're going to make a double crochet in the little space right after the chain, and then for our next row we're just going to chain 1 and we're going to turn our work over and we're going to single crochet in that first stitch, single crochet in the gap and single crochet in the next stitch, and we're just going to make a single crochet in every stitch of this whole row. And this is one of the rows that I added because I thought it looked a little bit cleaner, because every time I stitched the rhombus it wasn't like the bottom part of it, the point would kind of tug on the yarn like in the row before it, and I thought that this row just kind of added a little bit more structure to the whole pattern. But you're going to see in the actual blog pattern that I'll link in the description below, it doesn't have this row, so you can either choose to go ahead and omit it or you can keep it. Up to you. So in this gap, don't forget to make 2 single crochets, and here's the second gap, also 2 single crochets, and that way we can keep our count in order. Otherwise you start to decrease your work and you don't really want to do that. So we'll just go ahead and finish up this row. So now that we've gotten to the end, we're going to have to make 3 single crochets in this gap right here, because it's for the 2 that we skip, and then the last one that would have been our last double crochet that we normally would have crocheted. So this is what it looks like. See those extra single crochet rows, I think really did a lot for the work. If you want to keep going, you're going to have to kind of move some of the stitches around to clean it up. I'm not going to do a crazy job of cleaning it up right now. It's not going to be a very great job about it. I'm just trying to teach you how to crochet it. But once you're done with your work, be sure to go through and just kind of tug on things as you need to. So I'm going to crochet another bit with you to start the next row of for this pattern. So it was the chain 3 and then the 2 extra chains, and then we skip 2 stitches, and we're going to start with our 13 double crochets because we're starting the pattern over again, so we get another rhombus. So I'll just keep stitching these 13 double crochets. 13, and now we chain 2, and we skip 2, and we make our single double crochet, and we chain 2, skip 2, 1, 2, there we go. On the third one, we're going to make 13 more double crochets. Go with our last double crochet, and we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to skip 2 stitches, and we're going to go to this very last one. It's kind of small, but we're going to insert our hook, and we're going to make our last double crochet of the row. It's kind of a small little one, so it's a little tricky. Let's see if I can get this row finished. There we go, and we finish that off with our double crochet. Start our next row, make chain of 3, turn our work over, and we're going to make 3 double crochets in the stitch right next to our chain. So I'm going to keep working a couple more rows of this pattern just so you can kind of see what it would look like with 2 of the rhombus shapes on it. Feel free to watch the video over if you need to see what to do. So there we go. I made a couple more rows so that you can kind of see what this pattern looks like. You're gonna have to kind of tug on different stitches to make it look cleaner. It's a very nice stitch. It's a very nice pattern. Excuse me. It's pretty easy to follow. I just kind of went a little quickly in this video tutorial. But you can make a whole bunch of different projects with this. I really like it. I'll be using it for a blanket soon, I hope. But there you go. So I hope you liked this video tutorial. Let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, I'll put the link to the blog, which is Pianeta Donna. I'll put that in the descriptions, but feel free to email me with any questions, any comments, or leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.